The capital city of Belgium was plunged into absolute euphoria on Wednesday morning as thousands of ecstatic fans gathered to witness a monumental moment. The sheer magnitude of the crowd turned the ordinary airport perimeter into a vibrant sea of purple, signaling the arrival of a global icon. Security forces were caught entirely off guard by the massive influx of people who had camped out for hours just to catch a fleeting glimpse of their idol. The atmosphere was charged with an electric energy that could be felt from miles away, marking one of the biggest celebrity arrivals the city has ever seen. The cause of this unprecedented frenzy was none other than BTS member Jimin, who had just touched down in the European capital, fresh off a historical, record-breaking stadium concert in Madrid, Spain. The superstar chose to travel in ultimate style and privacy. Rumors of his impending arrival had circulated on social media just hours prior, triggering a massive wave of excitement across the continent. Fans from neighboring countries like France, Germany, and the Netherlands rushed to Brussels, desperate to be part of this historic welcoming committee. Jimin made his grand entrance aboard a luxurious, state-of-the-art private jet that caught the sunlight as it descended onto the tarmac. The sleek aircraft, bearing a sophisticated custom exterior, taxied slowly toward a private hangar surrounded by heightened security. As soon as the wheels touched the runway, a deafening roar echoed from the perimeter fences where fans had been waiting since the break of dawn. The private jet symbolized not only his immense global status, but also the whirlwind nature of his demanding international schedule. The devotion of the fans, collectively known as ARMY, was on full display as they transformed the Brussels airport surroundings into a festival-like arena, holding glowing light sticks, custom-made banners, and massive artistic signs. They chanted Jimin's name in perfect unison. The synchronized chanting was so powerful that it briefly drowned out the ambient noise of the bustling international airport. Many fans were moved to tears, overwhelmed by the realization that their beloved artist was finally on Belgian soil. Local authorities and airport management had to quickly deploy additional barricades and personnel to ensure public safety as the crowd continued to swell. Streets leading to the airport experienced significant traffic delays, with local media outlets interrupting regular broadcasts to report on the sudden urban gridlock. Security guards formed a dense human wall around the private terminal, anticipating the moment the Kpop phenomenon would step outside. Despite the chaos, the crowd remained remarkably disciplined, channeling their excitement into passionate singing and cheering. The transition from his explosive performance in Madrid to his arrival in Brussels highlighted the grueling yet spectacular pace of Jimin's solo endeavors. Only a night before, he had captivated tens of thousands of screaming fans in Spain with his unmatched choreography and ethereal vocals. Without taking a moment to rest, he boarded his private flight, bridging two major European cultural hubs in a matter of hours. This relentless dedication to his craft and his global audience is precisely what has cemented his legacy as a generational talent. As the cabin door of the private jet finally swung open, a collective gasp rippled through the thousands of onlookers straining for a view. An entourage of security personnel stepped out first, carefully scanning the area and securing the perimeter around the waiting luxury vehicles. The anticipation reached a fever pitch, with cameras and smartphones raised high in the air, creating a digital reflection of the crowd's immense eagerness. Every single eye was fixed on the aircraft's stairway, waiting for the iconic figure to emerge. When Jimin finally stepped out into the crisp Brussels air, the crowd erupted into a crescendo of cheers that shook the entire airport complex. Dressed in an effortlessly chic, high-fashion casual outfit that perfectly blended comfort with runway elegance, he looked every bit the global superstar. Despite the exhausting flight and the residual fatigue from his Madrid concert, his presence was completely captivating. He paused at the top of the stairs, seemingly touched by the massive scale of the unexpected welcoming party waiting for him. With a warm and genuine smile, Jimin waved gracefully to the sections of the crowd that were visible from the tarmac. He offered a series of polite bows, a gesture of deep appreciation that threw the gathered armies into an even greater state of delirium. Fans screamed his name, held up their banners even higher, and snapped thousands of photos to document the brief but magical interaction. His ability to connect so deeply with fans, even from a distance, was vividly demonstrated in those few precious seconds. The excitement quickly spilled over onto various social media platforms, where hashtags related to Jimin's arrival in Brussels instantly trended. At #1 worldwide, videos of his private jet landing and clips of his elegant exit from the aircraft garnered millions of views within minutes. Fans around the globe who could not be there physically celebrated the moment online, marveling at the sheer scale of the reception in Belgium. The digital landscape was flooded with expressions of pride and admiration for the artist's undeniable international impact. Local residents and travelers who happened to be at the airport expressed absolute amazement at the spectacle unfolding before them. Many stopped in their tracks, completely bewildered by the sheer volume of passionate fans and the level of security deployed for a single individual. It was a stark reminder for the local public of the unparalleled cultural phenomenon that Kpop, and Jimin in particular, represents in the modern era. The event effectively paused normal daily routines around the terminal, turning the airport into the epicenter of global pop culture. After acknowledging his devoted fans, Jimin descended the stairs and was swiftly escorted into a waiting convoy of black-tinted SUVs. Even as the vehicles began to move slowly away from the hangar, fans ran alongside the secure perimeters, waving frantically and shouting words of encouragement. The convoy had to navigate through a carefully managed path to exit the airport grounds safely, due to the dense crowds lingering outside. The intense adoration followed him all the way from the runway to the open roads of the city. The massive turnout in Brussels serves as a powerful testament to Jimin's enduring popularity and influence across Europe. Regions that are traditionally seen as Western-centric music markets have completely surrendered to his artistic charm and cultural dominance. The event proved that language and geographical boundaries are entirely irrelevant when it comes to the deep bond between Jimin and his global fan base. His arrival was not just a routine travel stop. It was a cultural event that left an indelible mark on the city. As the afternoon progressed, groups of fans remained near the airport and moved toward the city center, sharing their excitement and trading stories of the unforgettable morning. The sense of community among the armies was palpable, as strangers bonded instantly over their shared love for the artist. Local businesses, cafes, and shops around the city center saw a sudden surge in patrons, all discussing the thrilling arrival that had taken Brussels by storm. The economic and social ripple effect of his presence was felt almost immediately across the capital. Music critics and cultural commentators are already pointing to this event as another clear indicator of the unstoppable momentum behind Jimin's solo career, successfully transitioning from group activities to a solo powerhouse. He continues to draw historic crowds wherever he goes in the world. The seamless transition from a sold-out stadium in Madrid to a chaotic, joyful airport reception in Brussels emphasizes his status as a highly sought-after global icon. His journey through Europe is turning out to be an absolute triumphal march. The mystery surrounding the exact purpose of his visit to Brussels has only added to the intense intrigue and excitement among the public. Speculation is rife regarding potential high-profile fashion shoots, exclusive music video productions, or secret collaborations with European artists. Regardless of the official itinerary, the city has embraced his presence with open arms and an enthusiasm that rivals any major historical event. Brussels has officially become the latest city to experience the full, intoxicating force of the global phenomenon surrounding him. The logistical coordination required to manage such an unexpected public gathering highlighted the immense responsibility that comes with hosting a star of his caliber. Airport officials later released a brief statement acknowledging the exceptional circumstances and praising the fans for their cooperation despite the overwhelming numbers. It is rare for a private celebrity arrival to cause such a massive logistical ripple, further proving that ordinary rules simply do not apply to him. The city's infrastructure, successfully bent but did not break under the weight of his immense popularity. For the hundreds of fans who had spent the night waiting in the cold, the brief glimpse of Jimin waving from the aircraft stairs made every single second of waiting entirely worth it. Many shared emotional testimonies on social media, describing the profound joy and inspiration they derive from merely being in the same city as their idol. The profound emotional connection he inspires is a unique characteristic of his career, setting him apart from many contemporary artists. His arrival brought a sense of unity and pure happiness to thousands of young people gathered together. As night began to fall over Brussels, the city seemed to vibrate with a renewed, youthful energy directly brought upon by his presence. Discussions about his flawless style, his polite demeanor, and the sleek beauty of his private jet continued to dominate local online forums. The memories of the morning's beautiful chaos will undoubtedly linger in the minds of Belgian fans for many years to come. It was a day when Brussels stood entirely still, completely captivated by the arrival of a single extraordinary individual. The narrative of Jimin's European journey continues to unfold in a spectacular fashion, with each destination adding a new chapter of triumph and adoration. From the sun-drenched stages of Madrid to the historic, crowded streets of Brussels, his influence remains absolute and unshakable. He carries the weight of global stardom, with an innate grace and humility that continues to win hearts across every border. The world watches in awe as he continues to redefine what it means to be a truly global musical icon in the 21st century. Looking back at the morning's events, it is clear that the commotion at the airport was a beautiful celebration of music, passion, and cross-cultural unity. The images of thousands of fans cheering under the Belgian sky as a private jet landed will remain iconic representations of this era in pop music. Jimin has once again proven that his art transcends entertainment, creating moments of profound shared human experience. Brussels will remember this day as the time a global king arrived, turning an ordinary Wednesday into an unforgettable historical milestone.